So we're here to talk about social media and how to use that in both a creative and a thoughtful way. So we had Ev Williams here last night, who's one of the founders of Twitter. And he said, we had no idea what we were creating. We thought if we gave everybody a voice, like life would instantly kind of be better. And then after the last election, when one of the candidates used it very loud and boisterously, he said we have to kind of look again at like how social media can either create divisions or also create unity. And so I'm interested to hear your own experiences on what the possibilities and potential of social media are and how you found using it in ways that actually inspire people versus just kind of go into a scroll and I go into this time where you're just scrolling around and you're pretty much mindlessly kind of consuming content. So any thoughts would
Absolutely.
be great.
How many of you have ever found yourself in a random rabbit hole on social media? Right, you start off watching a friend, then you end up on a cat video, a dog video, and then somehow you're watching a video on Justin Bieber's mom, and it just kind of goes on and on and on. But one of the most incredible things I believe that social media has done is that it genuinely just amplifies what's inside us already. And that's a really harsh and inconvenient truth, but it's true because the challenge is that envy and competition have always existed inside the human condition. And so social media simply puts a massive magnifying glass on that and makes it feel like it's this new issue. But actually, it's been something that we've not dealt with for a long, long time. The desire for competition, comparison, criticism, gossip, that's always been there. It's just that social media has put a magnifying glass on it and amplified it huge again, where we're like, oh my God, there's this new issue. And loneliness and not connecting with people have always been there. There's this incredible study that I love quoting at the moment, when men and women were asked to be alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes or choose an electric shock. 60% of men chose an electric shock, and 30% of women chose an electric shock. So do you want to be alone with our thoughts for 15 minutes? So social media has just provided us a way to fill that 15 minutes, but it's us who are so uncomfortable being alone. So what I've seen, having started making content around 3 years ago online, having made content for years offline, but online content, Inc. did a study and released it 2 weeks ago. Out of the 777 million posts on Facebook last year, which I'm sure many of you contributed to, out of the 777 million posts on Facebook last year, the majority of posts that did well were positive. The top 500 posts on Facebook last year were positive, uplifting, and empowering. And the top 10 videos were all positive and made people happy. It wasn't news, it wasn't politics, it wasn't any of those things that we may spend all of our days talking about and worrying about. It was the things that did well. It was the things that were doing well and spreading goodness. And so my perspective, having lived as a monk for 3 years in India, we talked a lot about the neutrality of anything. So this glass is not good or bad, it's what's filled inside of it. So right now it's got water in it, which is great, and it could have poison in it, which would be bad. Thanks for not doing that, sorry. And the glass can't be judged as good or bad. So when I approached social media, I saw it in the same way as this glass, that social media inherently is not good or bad. It's given meaning by how I use it. It's given meaning by what I subscribe to it for. It's given meaning by who I follow, and what I share. And guess what? The majority of us are sharing good stuff. Statistically, philosophically, spiritually, those are the kind of messages that genuinely are spreading on social media, and it's for us to continue to be a part of that rather than be a part of that problem. So my encouragement and recommendation is share good, follow good, create good, and social media can be a place that enlightens